The most difficult thing to start doing is to start working out. When you start working out, it feels like you are climbing up Mount Everest. But you know what's more difficult? Being at the gym, doing the sets every single day, but you still look up and there's no progress. Why do you think that is? It's all in the mind. The reason for that is because you're not tracking your progress. In today's video, we're going to speak about how to track your progress in the gym, outside of the gym, so that you know how well you're doing over time. The difference between you who started a week ago and the difference between you who started 6 months ago is not too different from the mentality you have. You think that person is still the same, but physically, mentally, that person is no longer the same. And the way to find out is by tracking how well you've been doing over a 2-week period, a 1-month period, 2-month period, straight to a year period. However long you've been working out until you're satisfied with the results that you're doing. Welcome to the channel. I'm Maxwell Black. Let's get right into it. How do you track your progress in the gym? I'll kind of go at it by telling you my story and how I started working out. When I started working out, really it was just a spare of the moment thing. I just wake up, randomly do push-ups in my bed, but I liked how it made me feel. Over time, I started hearing people compliments like, yo, dude, do you work out? Yo, why are you so big? What's happening? I didn't understand what was going on because for me, it wasn't not really about being big, but it was about trying to get ready for rugby or trying to be more fit because I would always get tired when I was running. But eventually it became something that I actually liked doing. But I didn't just jump from that. Sometimes I had weeks where I wouldn't go into gym for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And that would happen. It still happens today. I'm not perfect and you won't be perfect. But continuously trying to do your best, that's what separates the people who actually see progress and the people who don't. Because people who don't see progress, maybe they'll go out of gym, postpone it because maybe you have an assignment, maybe there's some big thing that comes into your life and affects your workout routine and you just decide, you know what, I'm stopping. And you never return back to the gym. That's not okay. But having the same challenges, taking a break maybe for 2 weeks, but remembering that you started something and then you need to finish it, that's what separates the boys from the men. So you need to get into that mentality of, you know what, sometimes it's not going to work out perfectly, but I just need to keep on going. But that's besides the point. The point is, how do I track if I'm actually growing in the gym? So how I did it, when I started working out, I'd go into the gym and I'd have like a t-shirt that I'd wear every single day. But the t-shirt would start to feel a little bit tighter than usual or a little bit different or it would fit different. And that's the first signs of how I knew that, yo, I'm actually making progress. And over time, moving like that, what I started to notice was I needed to set goals. My goals needed to be very specific and I needed to set goals that will direct the trajectory of my fitness career or my fitness journey. So it stopped being about, hey, I'm just going to the gym. And it started being about what is the intention behind me going to the gym. And that's where you start seeing your progress. Because if you're like, hey, I'm going to the gym, but you're not really focused like an arrow on what you want to do, for you to have any form of progression, you need to be sharp as an arrow. You need to know exactly what you're doing. Whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's calisthenics, whether it's arcade exercises, whether it's heat exercises, whether it's cardio, whether it's Pilates, whatever you're doing, you need to be very directional about how you're driving your fitness journey. That's the first way to start seeing progress, by you being directional about how you're driving your fitness journey. So what I chose was bodybuilding. I decided that I wanted to sculpt my body to look a certain type of way, but I wanted to be at peak performance also. So I just didn't want to look big and be unfit. So it was a dual mandate almost. I had 2 tasks that I need to accomplish. Not that those goals are accomplished now, but that's my vision, right? And you always need to have a vision to be good at something. You can't just think, oh, I'm doing this now. You have to have a vision because that's what guides your true North Star, where you're going, how you want to get there, right? So I had a vision. I knew that, look, I wanted to be big, but not just big, I wanted to be defined. And I also knew that I don't want to just be big and defined, but I also wanted to be fit, right? Now, my goals needed to be centered around that. How do I become big, defined, and be at my peak performance, be fit? It became about setting goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, targets that I needed to achieve during that time. So let's say one of my targets would be by the end of the year for this year was I needed to start being able to lift 100 kgs. And that became like a monumental task for me. Did I achieve that? No, but I'm goddamn near close. What I got to was not to the 100 kgs, but was closer to where I wasn't before when I started. Right now I can do 90. I can't do 100, but it's better than the Sia who could only do 20 beginning of the year. You see the difference. Just because you didn't achieve the goal, it doesn't mean that there was no progress. We don't set goals to make sure that we achieve them. We set goals either to supersede them or to get damn near close to them. Aim for the stars and fall on the moon. Right? So that should be your focus. Your focus should be setting goals, knowing that you might not achieve them or you might supersede them. Whatever the case is. The difference is that the person who started doing the work, as they progress closer to their goal, even though they don't reach it, they're damn near close, right? So set goals, set measurable goals that you can reach, and sometimes goals that you won't be able to reach. But every single day, arch yourself and anchor yourself to a point where you can hit that target and be at that targeted definition and be where you want to be. So that's the first component of it. Set goals and be very specific about your goals, right? The second thing that you want to focus on is that you don't want to overcomplicate things with overcomplicated workout apps. Over time, you want to progress into that as you get more professional. But at the beginning stages, you want it to be as simple as possible, because the more it's complicated, it starts to confuse you. And you don't want to be confused. You want to reach your goals and you want to achieve whatever you want to get to, or whatever point you want to get to. So focus rather on the simple things first, but focus on trying to fit into the clothes that you maybe were too big at some point or too small at some point. Those are the first initial steps that you start. Take a picture. And then the third thing that people don't actually do is take progress pictures. It doesn't need to be every single day you taking pictures in the gym, but be consistent about like 1 month, take pictures. So because when you're demotivated and you don't want to work out anymore, what happens is you'll be randomly scrolling on your phone and you'll be like, damn, is that me? And that's what sets that fire inside of you to be like, oh, I actually want to do this even more. I actually want to progress like this even more. And slowly what you'll see is this person transforming. Now, because your mind will betray you, it won't tell you that you're progressing. What your mind will do is will tell you, you're not good enough. You're not progressing enough. You can't lift that 100 kgs because that's your goal, right? You're not big enough yet. You shouldn't listen to that. There are people who are going to tell you. And don't seek outside validation. That's not what I'm saying. But they're going to be telling signs that tell, yo, you're actually making progress. So you might hear someone say, oh, dude, do you hit the gym? That's the first sign. That's the first sign that keeps you motivated to keep going. We can lie about it all we want, but we do need that other people to see the work that we do to validate it. It's like writing a test and then you, the person who's marking it, obviously you're going to cheat yourself. But if someone else is marking your paper, someone else is criticizing you, showing you, giving you feedback, it's more concrete. It gives you more, it substantiates what you're doing and you become that person. So really focus on those few principles of not overcomplicating your workout, setting goals that allow you to reach your goals, even if they're out of reach and you feel like you can't reach them. The difference is that even if you don't reach it, you'll be damn near close. And if you do reach it, you'll supersede it. Whatever the case is, you will always be in alignment if you just keep going at it. Sometimes it won't be perfect. Sometimes you'll be out of gym for weeks. But when you can go into the gym, do it. And that's the word for me today. That's the word that I wanted to share. Tracking your progress is going to be one of the most underrated things you ever do. But if you do it right, you will start to see progress. And understand that working out is not a fly-by-night thing. It just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and it takes consistency. And it requires you to give it your everything. And sometimes giving it your everything is just waking up and doing your bed and doing 5 push-ups beside your bed. And that's enough. But when you can go into the gym and do those heavy loads, do them. Because not all days are going to be like that. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for staying tuned for so long. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Maxwell Black out.